And as a Pisces and a water sign and an empath, by far the season that I'm the least comfortable with, I guess we'll put it that way. And I say that, and I'm gonna be really honest about it, because I always like, whenever I don't like something, it's an opportunity to be curious about it, because I don't like casting judgment on people. And, but when it's funny, it's like the Leo archetype, and I've met some Leos that are just like, I call them validation stations. There are a lot, but when I meet someone who tells me that it's their birthday month, I get the ick so bad. It's like I can't even handle it. But that said, I don't mind people who show up on their authenticity, and that they're loud. I dress really big and crazy and loud sometimes too, and which could be seen as a Leo expression. I don't know. But the one thing I wanted to talk to is that during Leo season, Leo represents many things. Loyalty, integrity, kind of a king energy. Its representative is the lion. And it's also the sun card in the tarot deck. When you're standing in the sun, you can't hide anything, right? You're just all in your authenticity. And even like in my tarot deck, the sun is there, but also like justice is represented by the lion as well. So, it's that the authentic Leo archetype in its best and least toxic expression is, a natural leader, love, pleasure, and self-expression. And I think that it's just the opposite sign to me. I know that my sister sign's Virgo, but I can actually vibe with Virgo on that. But Leo, for some reason, there's just something about it. Like I said, when someone tells me it's their birthday month, or they're just loud and, unapologetic in how they eat up energy, it sucks mine. And so I usually tend to go underground during Leo season, but I'm not going to do that now. Because what I do want to do, and I do want to talk about, is today how to heal your divine masculine. I talk a lot about healing your divine feminine because that's really ultimately what my true calling is. I want people to take themselves and remove themselves from such a literal three-dimensional way of living and putting them into more of an intuitive way of living, which is, to be honest with you, our more natural state. But being in our masculine serves its purpose as well, and there is duality and there is balance. And so today I put on my favorite masculine stone, which is labradorite. Look at the chatoyancy on that thing. It's so pretty. I bought it to kind of celebrate some decisions I made in 2021, a couple years ago. Very dear to me. But that said, how to heal your masculine. Now, your divine masculine expression is energy. It is not a gender expression. It is the ability to show up and be a good leader. To be present for people, be a good listener when they speak, to make decisions, to stand in your authenticity, being what's the word? Having humility. A lot of times when I see successful masculines out there, like flashing money or their cars or their clothes or whatever, it's like, that's definitely not being in your healthy masculine. It's being, show-offy and also like in your toxic masculine in a way. It's more of like being disciplined, focused, having security, stability, having responsibility. And I think that's what makes a really good leader. Like when I say all of those qualities of a divine masculine, that is the way that they show up, right? And that is the way that they appear when they're healed. Now, the one thing I wanted to touch on is that a healed divine masculine is also not uncomfortable with a feminine when a divine feminine shows up in their authenticity as well, which is in their deep, deep emotions. They're not going to be scared away by that. And I want to highlight that as well, that they're not going to belittle another person. And I'm not talking about men and women here, by the way. This is just energy. But you're not going to belittle someone for showing up in the way that they authentically show up, as long as they're holding healthy boundaries, right? I'm not giving everyone the license to do crazy things. But that said, sometimes when we are so far in our feminine and out of balance with ourselves, we need to heal our divine masculine to come back. And I will say, as there are ways of showing up in your healthy divine masculine, there's also toxic ways as well. So some toxic expressions of that are abuse of power, abuse of money, financial control. It could be emotional avoidance, where you're controlling somebody by removing your emotions in that way. And then abuse of power, if you try to take over groups of people or diminish people of color, different sexualities, different approaches to life. That is you being in your toxic masculine, right? But some of us who didn't have a father figure, I'm not speaking for myself, my dad's fucking awesome. But there are people out there who didn't really have a father figure, so they don't know how to show up in their authentic masculine, or perhaps their dad or their mom were more of like toxic masculines in that way. And so sometimes there will be a removal of the masculine, or sometimes there is a fear of stepping into your divine masculine in that way. Some ways of that manifesting is you being afraid of taking up space, you being afraid to ask what it is that you need, whether it be love, relationship, friendship, or boundaries with people, family, and friends. You know, that's something that I very much identify with. Some other ways that it can come through is you feel insecure about something and therefore you want to control it. A lot of like bigger groups of people will tend to do that and be in their full toxic divine masculine expression. But on a more personal level, it is just like being afraid to be seen, heard, and understood, and believing also that your needs are not important. So the cards, I wanted to do a quick reading around that and how to take steps. And honestly, it is baby steps, because, you know, going into your divine feminine and healing that is about listening. But being in healing your divine masculine is about doing, it's about action. Ooh, everyone wants to come out and play today. Ooh. All right, let me just get this last one out. I'll go through the three. You want to come forward. That's cool. All right. So the first card is the Four of Cups, right? I just talked about it. Basically, when you are afraid to come out and speak your mind, to express yourself, when you are feeling reclusive and devoid of power, you will be in Four of Cups energy. And so that is, you know, when you feel like power is removed from you, or that you can't be your authentic self, that means that it is time for transformation. That is time to take that baby step towards healing your divine masculine in an authentic way. And the way to do that is very Scorpio energy, but it's death. A lot of times when I pull the Death card, or Three of Swords, or the Tower, or the Devil, or whatever it is, people get afraid of it. But when you look at this card, and I love this card so fucking much, right? We all go through times of death and rebirth and transformation. And when you look at the Death card and you look at the snake, he's shedding his skin. What are some behaviors that you can identify that are in the toxic masculine? Maybe it is that you are afraid to ask for what you want or what you need. Maybe you are afraid to take up space, to take up room. Maybe you're afraid to be heard. Maybe there is a wound around your parental figures or around any kind of authority figure that makes you afraid of actually being seen, heard, and understood, right? It's time to bury that, to basically shed that skin that no longer belongs to you. That is the way to embody your divine masculine, is saying, this no longer aligns with me, I need to move forward. And I love the outcome of this, because the Seven of Wands, when you look at this card specifically, you see that all of these are all self-limiting thoughts that make you not believe that you are discipline focused, that you could be a good leader, that you are confident, that you can make decisions, that you do have integrity, that you can be fully present. All of these doubts that embody the divine toxic masculine will fall away. And this new beautiful wand will emerge with like all this beautiful flora on it. But it's about you owning what's yours, right? We all have those polarities of divine masculine and divine feminine. But to step into your masculine is to take action steps and to claim it. And there is this message that I just got today. I'm going to have to go through my book of shadows. Hold on, let me just pull this up. I'm a witch, as everybody knows by this point. And today is Lunasa, or Lamas, which is, we all follow holidays and the wheel of the year, essentially. And there's this card that I pulled today that said, dreams without action are fantasy, and action without intention is wasted time. And I really can't say that enough about you stepping into your divine masculine with that in mind. Is you need to dream and manifest and move forward. It's like anything that is insecurity, that is making you feel like you don't belong, or that you don't deserve to take up space, be heard, be seen, whatever it is that you are feeling, you need to let go of. And that's what this Death card is all about. Identify the narratives about yourself that make you believe that you can't step into this divine masculine energy, because we all have it, and at any point it could be out of alignment. But while we are in Leo season, I believe that the focus should be, in how to heal and build up that part of you that is beautiful as well in its divine masculine expression, in the healthy way, not the toxic way. But that's what I got for that. I'm going to be shooting out a couple more messages for today, but that was the biggest thing I wanted to focus on, is that during this time, during Leo season, even in my weird Pisces energy that, where I kind of like shrink back a little bit, I'm more of like comfortable in my emotions and in my divine feminine expression. But every sign and every archetype deserves its time in the sun. And while the sun is in Leo and we're focusing on our masculine energy and how we show up in our authenticity, those are some tips and tricks on how to step into that modality. Have a great day.